Hello there, welcome to a brand new QNB Stars League preview show, all in English here on Alcas, the 2019-2020 season. As always, we're in the company of Alcas analysts, former English Premier League players, Nick Summerby and Chris Macon. This is the 8th season that we've covered the league in English here on Alcas. So very grateful for your support. We've just jetted Chris Macon in from Spain. He's back. Are you ready? What are you expecting, Chris?
It's not my fun, then that's my line. 8th season, all right. Well done.
Thank you, well done, lads. Well done, Rod.
Congratulations. 8 seasons, can you believe it? New format, new pitches,
What do you
new
expect
players.
On the field, Chris?
I want it competitive, like my partner said here. Get it competitive.
Do you feel that's coming, Nick? We've been in the press conferences yesterday and today. Do you feel there's a new energy?
Yeah, I think it's going to be the best ever. And you've got to say some fantastic signings. For the teams, we're talking away from De Gea and Al Sadd. Very excited. Can't wait to see them, really. But I think this is going to be the best season yet.
Well, let's hear now from the Qatar Stars League CEO and see what he's expecting. Hani Balan.
First of all, I would like to thank all of you for being part of our environment here in QSL. The last season was quite a good season for quite few achievements. As you said, you know, the most important achievement was the winning of the Asian Cup, which again, on return, puts a lot of, I would say, give us a lot of hope and effort to do things better. I'm really expecting this season to be more competitive. I can see the gap between the teams are narrowing down, and I'm expecting a very competitive season this year for the season 2019-2020. Also, from the refereeing point of view, I think there is a big development by the use of the VAR, which will also improve and enhance also I would say the fair play on the field of play. Yeah.
Hani Balan there, the CEO of the Qatar Stars League. Right, let's remind you now who is in the QNB Stars League for this new season and how they line up for Week 1. Once again, 12 teams battling it out for the QNB Stars League season 2019-2020. Al Ahly, Al Arabi still under the leadership of Icelandic manager Heimir Hallgrímsson. What can we expect from them this season? Al Duhail, winners of the Amir Cup last season, of course. Al Gharafa, so inconsistent. Will we see them coming back to the glory days? Al Khor, Al Rayyan, who have Diego Aguirre back in charge. Remember, he was here 2011 to 2013, won 4 trophies with them. Al Sadd, what a start they've had under new head coach Xavi Hernandez. Already through to the quarterfinals of the AFC Champions League and winners of the Sheikh Jassim Cup. Al Salia under Sami Trabelsi, who got them into 3rd spot last time around. Can he go one better? Al Shahaniya, who were fantastic last season. They came up and they stayed in the league. Al Wakra, the new team. They were promoted from Division 2 last season. Qatar Sports Club, very disappointing last season. And Salal. The fixtures for Week 1 in this new QNB Stars League season spread over 3 days. On Wednesday, the 21st of August, Al Sadd get things going against Al Wakra, the new team, of course, 17:20 the kickoff. Qatar Sports Club, they'll play Al Duhail in the later kickoff of 19:30. On Thursday, the 22nd of August, is Al Gharafa versus Al Shahaniya in the early kickoff at 17:20. Al Salia take on Al Khor at 19:30. And on Friday, the 23rd of August, Al Arabi up against Al Ahly at 17:20, and the later kickoff at 19:30 sees Al Rayyan take on Salal. All games to be played at the Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Stadium and the new Al Janoub Stadium in Al Wakra. Of course, both stadiums have climate control, so the games can be played in this August heat in Qatar. Let's get straight to the matches then. First up, the league champions Al Sadd against new boys Al Wakra. So Al Sadd, the champions, they got a new head coach Xavi Hernandez. We know where they're going to go, Chris. They've already started with a victory. AFC Champions League and the Sheikh Jassim Cup.
That's a massive advantage heading into this game because, like I said, they played the 3 games against Al Duhail. and beaten Al Dahel in those competitive games. So already on the right foot, aren't they, going forward?
Yeah, let's get straight into enjoying the action from the AFC Champions League. Nick, just talk us through it. You know, it was very, very difficult for Al Dahel. This was the first match, and I tell you what, he's started off exactly how he finished off last season, Afif.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. It just seems to be getting better and better and maturing nicely. This is what he can do. He can go on the outside, he can cut inside. But let's not forget what a wonderful game it was in the Emir Cup. So these two are still going to go at it. Great to have Masakni back, by the way, after he had his serious injury and he missed out on the World Cup. So
this was 1-1. The point I want to make here is this was the first leg. Of course, 1 week later came the second leg, and this is where we really found out what Al Sadd were all about, Nick. You know, this was them. This was about getting into the quarterfinals of the AFC Champions League, and they were just way too much for Al Dahel, and it sort of sets the tone. You think maybe another league this season. I know it's only day one.
It was straight away. You have to look, obviously, how many times last season Bunja and Afif worked together. Al Arabi does not play anymore. He's left Dahel, and that is going to be a question mark. That's what me and Chris. You have to get somebody who is going to score you 25 plus goals. You know, the world of football is looking for that.
Why do you take the chance? So, you know, Al Arabi guarantees you over 20 goals per season. You know, new guys coming in, he's a good old player, but we just don't know how many goals he's going to score. So it's down to these types of players here. Milson, I'm expecting he's at the stage now where he's got to be getting 10 to 15 goals this season.
But the point is, they didn't really get a sniff in this game. Yes, that was a goal there, but it was a comprehensive victory in the end. It's all about Al Sadd I want to focus on here. What are we going to get from them this season? Is it going to be like this every game? Because they could run away with it.
They could, and let's not forget as well, they've got Namti there as well. We know what a wonderful player Namti is. They have advantage at the moment. Do I see them losing a game this season? It's going to be interesting with them and Dahel, but the way they've started off now, they're full of confidence. And do you see them going all the way, hopefully, and winning the Champions League? Why not?
This, Chris, was the Sheikh Jassim Cup.
Yeah.
Again, it's against Al Dahel. Just the one goal needed, and there's the first trophy for Xavi as a head coach. 32 as a player, and already one in the cabinet as a coach.
Straight away, well, he's used to winning, and that's a nasty one there by Louise, just stamping on.
This was the frustration coming from Al Dahel, and this is what Al Sadd do.
But you'll get that between these two sides. But Al Sadd, I tell you, what a start for them, because after that Emir Cup final, for Al Dahel would come back strong this year and win back the league title. But this are 3 big results for Al Sadd. To go unbeaten and win a couple of those games, that's good stuff, that, for Al Sadd.
And of course, the opening match is them, the champions, Al Sadd, up against Al Wakra new boys. I mean, if you know, the first game of the season, it doesn't get bigger for them.
Yeah, but I wouldn't mind that if I was Wakra. Nobody expects you to win this game of football at all. So go and compete against the best.
They were champions last season in the second division.
And let me just say as well, it's great. It's fantastic to have them back. It's been a long time. We talk about the old days when Sasha was leading the line. You know, and it's a great club with a big history. And they have a chance now. You know, they must look at Shahanir, what they did last season. They were a big example of what you should do and try and make an impact, get an early result as early as possible. Might be a little bit difficult in this game, but the game after. And then obviously going to an international break. So it's vitally important for a lot of those sides to get something out of these first 2 games.
Okay, Marquez Lopez is the head coach at Al Wakra, and he's feeling comfortable that the ideas the club had going forward are the same as his now.
Normally the coach and the players is adapt with the system and with the idea for play, okay, but for me it's good luck, but the players que is coming, the professional player and the players Qataris que son last year with me, is the same idea, the football, this is good for me, for working, for my idea, but sometimes I change everything, things small or change, but the important is that the player is the same idea, the coach. This is very important.
Full name, Bartholomew Tintin Marquez Lopez. Maybe Tintin because of his time at Eupen, FC Eupen in Belgium. Tintin was from Belgium, but Tintin had a quiff of hair. I didn't see.
That's in his real name. I thought it was a nickname.
It's got quotations.
Oh, right,
I think it's to his friends Tintin. We haven't got that close to him yet. Right, Al Sadd versus Al Wakra. Then Chris, go on. You can fire it off.
Go on, I'll go with 4-0.
4-0 to Al Sadd. Yeah. Nick?
I'll go 2-1.
To Al Sadd. Okay. Next up, Qatar Sports Club up against Al Dahel. Right, before I start talking to Nick and Chris, Carlos Alos is the new head coach at Qatar Sports Club, and this is how he feels ahead of the new season.
I think the team is different than last year. No, everything changed. Change the coach, change some players, especially change all the professional players. Some of the local players keep in the team, still playing, but the big changes maybe is in the professional players. All professional players are new. I just can say that I'm happy. I'm happy because this is what I require for the club. This is a place that I accept and I won. So I don't have an excuse because it's my decision.
I like that, standing up to the plate right from the start, saying, listen, I've had the choice here. You know, we hear so much about it, don't we? Today's game, the players are picked by other people. No, he's gone in as the new head coach, taking over from Sergio Batista, and he said, this is what I want. He's got them, and he's ready for it.
If you're going to go into a club, you be positive. You know, he's looked at the performances last season, which it was a long, boring season for them. Nothing. There was no spark at all. And he looks like, and I never met the man at all before, and don't really know very much about him, but he looks like he's got that enthusiasm. He's taken the blame. It's his responsibility for the 4 foreign players. So yeah, go and give it a go. And he's going to work on the players and try and get him going. That club needs something to happen. It didn't work. You've got to say with Etu last season. Never really worked. You know, massive signing, but. You know, get back, you know, start trying to be a bit of a force.
Well, they're up against Al Hale. That's a massive challenge, of course. Let's just remind ourselves about the way Al Hale finished last season. It couldn't have been better, Chris. You know, this was them picking up the Emir Cup against the odds. Many people fancied Al Sadd because they seemed to be invincible, but it wasn't to be. It went the other way. Rui Faria, the new head coach in there, getting a trophy.
I called it completely wrong. Nick went for Al Hale, I went with Al Sadd, and they really surprised me, but they were excellent on the night. And Ed Milson, who was the man of the match, country mile, was absolutely outstanding. I'm expecting a big season from him this year. I really do expect him to get maybe 10 to 15 goals. If Masatni can do the same, then they could do well, Al Hale. But I think they're going to really miss El Arabi. Really do.
We do have to go on about it. It's the last time we will mention it. This was a fantastic night, wonderful for De Gea, but spent an awful lot of money, brought new managers in, other players going out the door. Namti. You got your man there, haven't you?
Rui Faria is the head coach. Are you talking about
Belmadi? Look at him, what he's done.
Well, interesting. You should say. You know, we don't want to talk about managers going out just yet. Rui Faria, though, 3 games already this season against Al Sadd. It's not started well for him, has it? You know, and we know what it's like in football these days. You don't get given a long time. We saw the elation there of them winning the Emir Cup in May the 16th. Let's forward wind. This is just last week at the Sheikh Jassim Cup. These are the players coming off after another defeat to Al Sadd. This speaks volumes, Nick.
Not again, Ishmael.
Yeah, but it's not. This is a club that's used to winning. Simple as that. And all of a sudden now they've put themselves under a little bit of pressure. So they have to start the season off. And they can't really afford to lose a game, if I can say that. They have to get back to winning ways. They've lost the way, and I'm going to say about Belmadi. I mean, Belmadi's gone on to be an international manager now for Algeria and got them the first trophy. This man is a born winner. They've decided to change it, and all of a sudden things aren't going very well. There's a new striker. You know, he's got massive boots to fill.
Do you think the managers set them down, Al Sadd and Al Hale, and say, you're going to have to go through the season unbeaten to get this league title?
Well, that's what it comes down to. The last 2 seasons have been that, haven't they? The margin's been so small. Yeah. You've literally got to win every game. You can lose maybe 1 and 1 draw, and that's about your lot.
And then the crunch games are the ones against each other.
OK, Qatar Sports Club against Al Hale. Nick, you go first.
I think it will be cagey, but I think De Gea will have too much. 3-1.
OK, Chris.
3-0 to De Gea.
OK, next up it's Al Gharafa versus Al Shahaniya. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll hear once again. We'll go straight to the new head coach. We haven't heard much from him. Former head coach at Fulham, of course, Jokanovic. Let's hear from him now.
I am a new coach, and it's many new players. This is part of the history, and I expect we are going to find it the regularity and some kind of the balance in this kind of the situation. I don't need compare last season with new season. Is we change all the foreigner players. We actually right now with four new players plus I am waiting for one striker.
Okay, he's waiting for a striker. Doesn't want to make any comparison, and why not? You know, stay focused. What's the job you've got in hand? Clean slate, isn't it? Nick.
Yeah, no, and he's obviously changed it. So the foreigners are vitally important. So if they do come in and change it, you see he's going to have his own ideas. I don't think Vice is involved with that, so it looks like he might be moving somewhere else. But yeah, you've got to give him a chance. But it's consistency. That's all. If we can say in a nutshell, one word over all the years we've been there is consistency. If they can get that into the game, then hopefully they can start moving on a bit.
Okay, let's have a look at the video wall in here and bring in what's happened. Let's just look at the positions. You know, we don't know necessarily much about each one of these players, but where's he strengthened? Okay, he's got two attacking midfielders he's brought in. Sofian Hani there has come from Spartak Moscow. We've got one of the Koreans here, Koo. Hector Moreno's come in as a centre-back. And Guediura there, the central midfielder. That's where he's strengthened. Is that in keeping with what you think Galgarafa need moving on from last season? I know he's not making a comparison, but we can.
I just think, same as Nick, they need a spark, and it just wasn't there last season, was it? It was one of those seasons where we expected him to get in the top four. It didn't happen. They needed a turnaround. They needed to get some new players into the club, hopefully freshen it up. Now Garafi got to say, I mean, we say every season, don't we? Got to be in the top four. Yeah. Never happened last year. Good new manager. Don't know much about the players. We'll find out about them in the next week or so, but hopefully top four.
Yeah, but this is good though, bringing new players in, freshening it all up a little bit. Obviously Schneider retired, you know, so let's have a look at these boys. They don't know about the history. And the manager, I don't think I get on the wrong side of him. You know, he looks like he's strong. You know, he'll get the respect of the dressing room straight away.
It's interesting as well with... Yeah, as you say, with him, he's got the experience. He's been there with Fulham. He's pulled them out of trouble as well. You know, he's got experience of being in a difficult... but, you know, getting the team out of a difficult situation.
Yeah, but things are different here, I'd imagine. You know, trying to make the players be professional, so he has to look at that. He's got to get them working hard on the training pitch, and obviously bringing the new players in and getting them to react straight away. And if they can get this new centre forward, whoever this is going to be, you know, that'll be a big plus for them. But I'm looking forward to seeing what the new look will be like and what sort of ways he'll be playing at the start of the season. Okay,
they're up against Al Shahaniya, and Al Shahaniya have brought in a new player. Nigel de Jong has moved from Al Ahly. To get first reaction on this move, let's hear from another one of their very experienced players who's here again this season, Alvaro.
We have now Nigel. He's a big player, big experience. He gives his experience for the team. He's a really team player. He's helping too much the young players and the old players from the team to give one step forward. We are really happy with him, to have him in Shahaniya, helping the team to get the target, to try to improve as much as we can with his help. But he knows, and everybody who is in Shahaniya knows, that here the important is the team, and all the experience that we have, we try to put always on the service of the team. And Nigel, from the first day, he helped the team to improve, and I think we are really happy to have Nigel with us this year.
Jose Murcia is still the head coach there, of course. And I think Algarafa, he may not be looking at last season, but we know he'll be up for a tough game against Al Shahaniya, who were full of confidence after what happened. And then you bring Nigel de Jong in as well.
Absolutely superb last year, but I don't think they'll be looking at these types of games really. Last year they did the damage early in the season against the teams that were around them in the league table, and won those games, didn't they? Had a little bit of breathing space, but they were superb all season.
Okay, Algarafa versus Al Shahaniya.
Just a quick one there. Is Kasim, the goalkeeper, was at the press conference. So I said, how many pre-seasons have you done? 15, he said. I've never known anyone 15. So when did you start? About 10? 15 pre-seasons he's done. 15 seasons.
Okay, Algarafa, Al Shahaniya, Chris.
2-2.
Oh, right, okay. Nick?
I'll tell you what, I'll match you. I think they have no Lucho as well. Lucho's gone, so who's going to put the ball in the net? Everything else is perfect, but you need a centre forward. 2-2.
Okay. Next up, it's Al Talia versus Al Khor. Al Salia, what a season last time out. They finished in third, of course. Let's just remind ourselves of the joyous scenes when that position was confirmed. You know, what it meant to the players, what it meant for the relationship between them and Sami Trabelsi. Sami Trabelsi is, of course, the longest-serving manager in the QNB Stars League. There's a reason for that. And this sort of shows it. And this was a wonderful scene at the end, Nick, when they actually ran over and they started throwing Trabelsi up in the air. That tells you everything.
Yeah, delighted for him, you know, because he's a quality act, you know, and he's not had a lot of budget, but he's always produced a quality side which works for each other, and this is what he deserved. But it's not rocket science football. Sometimes you can make it, but he has 2 goal scorers that play up front for him, so you can build a team around him. He's added on a little bit now. I'd imagine he's made the defence a bit tighter, probably a couple of players in midfield, but the rest you don't need to worry about at all. And I tell you something, he feels he could achieve better. And I don't know if that means going for the league. Maybe that's, but he thinks he could do better.
And you're not just saying that, because we can hear that from the man himself, Sami Trabelsi.
Sure, we like to look better than last season. But I see many teams, they bring good players. I think it's not easy the next season. But for us also, we bring some good players, and we have to be better than last season, and we think we have the possibility to do more better than this.
First match they're up against Al Khor.
Yeah, how are they going to do better than last season? They finished third.
Got through second.
In terms of, well, that's not going to happen.
How do you know?
Because I know.
This is the QNB Stars League.
No, Rod, I know. I think what he might be talking about is in terms of points.
Rodri, just record what he said, because the thing when you're on the telly, it can come back to you. You'll never win anything with kids. Little things like that. Just hold that.
I know I didn't ask you. We didn't talk about this at the beginning of last
I'm
season.
going back to Spain.
If I said to you third last season, you'd said, behave, will you? You would have, right?
Do you think they could?
Second.
I don't think Al Khor. Right, first match, they're up against Al Khor. They made a few changes as well. They'll be looking for a better season. They were hanging on a bit. They had that surge at the end of last season, which kept them out of trouble. Nick, Al Salia, Al Khor, this first match.
Yeah, 2-1 to Salia.
Okay, Chris?
Reverse back sides. 2-1. Yeah, Salia.
To Salia. Okay, next up, Al Arabi versus Al Ahly. Let's go straight to the head coach of Al Arabi and hear from him first, Heimir Hallgrimsson.
Well, I think we were quite consistent what we said last season regarding how we would like to be, what kind of a team we would like to be. And we talked a lot about we particularly are not chasing to be like the Al Sadds or Duhails or whatever. We like to have our own identity. And all the players we have brought in are helping us in our identity.
I like that. His identity, Al Arabi's identity, he knows where he believes where the team are at, and he's realistic about that.
No, I like him. I think this could be a really good game. This with two sides which have changed a lot. He had a chance when he came over to have a look at the league. Now all of a sudden he's had a big pre-season. He's worked these boys, by the way, morning and night time. Quality games behind them. Brought big characters into the dressing room. I expect them to do better this season. I expect them to be challenging to get into the top 4. Maybe Al Ahly as well.
He talked about bringing players in. One of the most experienced players he's brought in is an Icelandic international, had over 80 caps for his country, played 11 years in the UK, including coming from Cardiff City in the Premier League last season, and that's Aron Gunnarsson.
Most of all experience. I obviously played in the UK for 11 years, and bringing professionalism into the mentality of the Qatari players, and that's what the coach is asking for myself. Obviously, leadership. I'm trying to bring that and bring tempo into training, and hopefully that will spread around the team, and we'll do well this season.
Okay, so it's looking good in Al Arabi. Al Ahly, what do we know about them? Ruben Del Barrera is still there as the head coach. Bit hit and miss they were last season.
He's done well to keep the job, hasn't he? I don't know what to expect from Al Ahly. A few players have gone out. Mutawali's left. He's a very dangerous player for them. Depends who they bring into the club.
Yeah.
At the start of the season, it did really. Oh no, they had a bad start to the season. Then we're flying, weren't they?
Yeah.
Made the change in the mid-season break, and then just
but
fell
Ruben
away.
De La Barrera came in as well, so he didn't have it. It wasn't his. This will be his team going forward. He seemed a bit more relaxed when we met him. Nick,
So they're similar, the two coaches. They came in at the second half of the season.
So now both these coaches now you're going to see what team they want, and it does. It was difficult last season because of the stopping and starting. It was hard, but now there's no excuse, and I think both managers are quietly confident.
Okay, Al Arabi versus Al Ahly. Chris.
Don't forget as well, Harbawi, our friend, is back. Can we get you back in the long?
Well done. I was going to go 1-1, but you've just.
Yeah, but you can go back into the Villaggio.
I'll get in the gondola. Do you want me back in the gondola?
Right, just to recap, we did a little feature with Harbawi many years ago in a shopping mall here in Qatar. Many moons ago. I'm sure we'll think of something different to do with him this time around.
Harbawi swings it, Rod. Well done, Nicholas.
Al Arabi versus Al Ahly.
I will go 2-0. Arabi.
Okay.
2-1 Al Arabi.
Okay, we'll finish up with Al Rayyan versus Salal. Al Rayyan have got Diego Aguirre back, an old friend of ours. He was here back 2011, 2013, in charge of Al Rayyan. Let's hear from him first before we hear from Nick and Chris.
I think we are working very good. We will be ready to fight for the league.
Fight for the league. That's positive. That's what Nick and Chris like. You come in, you know you've got a good squad and you want to get the best out of them. And he's done that before.
Well, that's what we want from Al Rayyan. Last few seasons, last 2 or 3 years, it hasn't been there, has it? They haven't pushed outside. They haven't got close to Al Hale, have they? They've got to close that gap this season.
Do you think? Are you expecting better this season?
Yes, I do. Yeah, and I think the crowd hopefully will come back for Rayyan. When they won the league, you get the crowd and you get them believing in the team. They have the best crowd in Qatar, and that could just drive them on. That I think he's a class act, me. But I will ask the question: is it good him going back? Because he had the success. We talk about Mourinho going back to Chelsea. I think he's a class act, but that question he'll have to try and prove us wrong.
Mourinho might even go back to
you're right.
Real Madrid.
No, Christian said he can't do any worse. I was having a go at him all last season. Have a go and get up there with Al Sadd and get up there with De Gea and cause a few problems.
Okay, they're up against Salal. Raul Caneda, he's still there as the head coach. He's brought in 15 new players in total. These are his thoughts in the press conference.
Even the coach has to be satisfied ever with the players. No? You have to look then with the best view possible. But for sure, we are happy with our squad. We are happy with our foreigners. We are happy with our attitude. We try to fix all the circumstances that avoid that Salal can compete better. And we are facing the year with good expectations and trying to do our best.
Okay, Raul Caneda, he will do his best. How will he get going against Al Rayyan in that first match, Nick? Your prediction?
It's very difficult to say what sort of team Salal are going to have, though. But I think Rayyan, with the new manager coming in, I think they're going to be a little bit too strong. So I'll go for a 2-1.
Okay, Chris?
Yeah, 2-0, Rayyan.
Okay, let's remind you once again who is in the QNB Stars League in this 2019-2020 season and how they line up for Week 1. Once again, 12 teams battling it out for the QNB Stars League season 2019-2020. Al Ahly, Al Arabi still under the leadership of Icelandic manager Heimir Hallgrímsson. What can we expect from them this season? Al Hale, winners of the Amir Cup last season, of course. Al Gharafa, so inconsistent. Will we see them coming back to the glory days? Al Khor, Al Rayyan, who have Diego Aguirre back in charge. Remember, he was here 2011 to 2013, won 4 trophies with them. Al Sadd, what a start they've had under new head coach Xavi Hernandez. Already through to the quarterfinals of the AFC Champions League and winners of the Sheikh Jassim Cup. Al Salia under Sami Trabelsi, who got them into 3rd spot last time around. Can he go one better? Al Shahania, who were fantastic last season. They came up and they stayed in the league. Al Wakra, the new team. They were promoted from Division 2 last season. Qatar Sports Club, very disappointing last season. And Salal. The fixtures for Week 1 in this new QNB Stars League season spread over 3 days. On Wednesday, the 21st of August, Al Sadd get things going against Al Wakra, the new team, of course, 17:20 the kickoff. Qatar Sports Club, they'll play Al Duhail in the later kick-off of 19:30. On Thursday, the 22nd of August, is Al Gharafa versus Al Shahaniya in the early kick-off at 17:20. Al Saleh take on Al Khor at 19:30. And on Friday, the 23rd of August, Al Arabi up against Al Ahly at 17:20. And the later kick-off at 19:30 sees Al Rayyan take on Salal. All games to be played at the Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Stadium and the new Al Janoub Stadium in Al Wakhla. Of course, both stadiums have climate control, so the games can be played in this August heat in Qatar. There we are, so we're all set. It's hard to believe that a whole summer has passed. Nick and I were lucky enough to bump into each other during the summer back in the United Kingdom. We couldn't get hold of Chris because Chris was chasing memories. If we just look back and see what was he doing. Here he is.
Social media for you, isn't it?
This is Chris Makin reliving his glory days as a player at Olympique de Marseille. How was the welcome there, Chris? How was the stadium?
Stadium was great. The welcome wasn't very good. No one knew who I was. No, with those sunglasses on, lost all my hair.
You got to listen to this line. Yeah. Look.
Memories, kid. What was it?
What? Memories.
Yeah.
There we go. Lovely memories. Chris, of course, spent. Did you see a season there?
Yeah.
The season at Olympique de Marseille. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Lovely. Careful what you send on your mobile phone in the future. Thank you very much to Nick Summerby and to Chris Makin. We are all set for the new season. Thanks for watching. We'll see you during the week.